This Sunday night was a disaster. I just counted the money. $174 from the whole night. Now, it was easy, it was relaxed. It wasn't very busy, but it was relaxed until about midnight. Then since midnight I've had 3 trips. I had an hour and a half break after clearing at midnight. I had another hour and a half break after that. So 3 hours. By 3:16 I cleared from my second trip of the morning. Then I went into a parking lot and fell asleep because I was pretty tired from just sitting around. And every half hour this thing makes a noise to remind you to stay with it. And I must have slept through the noise. And slept through. So I woke up at 5:30. The time is now 5:47. I got a trip almost immediately as soon as I put myself back on and took it downtown. And because of that one, that was the last $15 I made. So I would have had 160. Oh, that was terrible. And at midnight I had $100, I think. Oh, it had to be more than that. Anyway, yeah, things are really slowing down, or at least it seems that way. If this was my Sunday, compared to the Sunday I had last week, my Sunday was over $400 last week. This week, it was just dismal. So I didn't make a lot of money. And yeah, it was slow. Unbelievable. Not much else to say, but my first night of the week didn't work out very well. Hope it gets a little better for the rest of the week. Because if I keep doing things like this, I'll be making like $50 a day for myself. That's no good. No good at all. This was a Monday night, and I was not expecting it to be busy, and it wasn't really. But I got some longer fares in there, and I just dropped off my last customer. The time is 5:34, and I got 375 on. So that's really good. That's a couple hundred more than last night, which makes a big difference. So now I just dropped off in Langford. I'm gonna go to a car wash on the way back to Victoria and just do the car wash, and then the bank and the detailing, and then I've got to fuel up, and I got my chiropractor appointment, which I might be slightly late to, but I don't think that's a big deal. I'm just tired. I did a fair amount of driving tonight, especially in the last 3 hours. There was break time between about 11 and 3, but between 3 and now, I've been going non-stop. And I had $200 on at midnight. So there you go. That's much more on the pace than the Sunday night was, which was strange. Because typically Sunday nights have been busier than Mondays for the last couple of years. This was successful enough. Now I've got 3 more nights to go this week. Okay, it's Wednesday morning. That means it's the end of a Tuesday night. The night was busy enough before midnight. I had about 150 on by 11. 150, 160, and then I got a call from someone who got my number off of somebody else and asked me if I would take her up the Malahat. Sure. $62 later, I cleared up on top of the Malahat, and I came back down to town and went to my favorite spot and started watching video, and I fell asleep after a while. I got sent to a trip that I didn't want to do because I didn't get along with the guy. I think I told you that story about the guy who didn't want me to go get him if the call came up that I should not take it. So I didn't take it. Then I had another trip with somebody from the homeless shelter. She was going to see her friend somewhere or something. I did that. And then I had, I think that was it. And I had one about half an hour ago. Wasn't a very long one. And yeah, basically at midnight I had about 220 on, and I ended up the night with $261. So I had 3 trips in the morning, basically. And so now the night is over. I'm just heading to the bank, gonna make a deposit, gonna have fuel up and park it for Mr. Punctual, who's not quite so punctual anymore. I think we've worn him down. The only other thing of note was that I had a bird shit on the windshield, a big poop. And an hour or so later, I got sent to pick up the general manager of our company. And he says, you should wash that. I said, well, I was too busy. I went by the car wash, which I did, and there were people lined up at the car wash. Why, I don't know. Because it was a nice day, a nice warm afternoon, or a nice warm evening. People wanted to get their cars washed. And so, besides, as I was looking at the place, and there were 3 cars lined up before the ones that were in the stalls, I had another call to go to, so I went to the call. And then he's looking around at the back windows. He says, "You're missing a sticker on the back window." I said, "Yeah, well, whatever." And I said, "Yeah, and the stuff that's supposed to be on the dashboard is on the top of the front window." Okay. And he says, "Well, where's your criminal records check?" I said, "Well, my certificate's right here. See?" He says, "Oh, that's no good. It's got to be on display on the dashboard." Yeah, whatever. I've been doing this job probably as long as he's been alive. Anyway. It's over. 2 more nights to go this week. Time is now 5:30 in the morning on a Thursday. This night worked out pretty good. I got 300 on, and I did get to sleep several times. And the surface of this road is horrible. And this is after they fixed it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this particular street. Anyways, this was one of those nights where I had one guy who walked up to me crookedly, and he got in the car and told me to go to a homeless shelter. When we got to the homeless shelter, it was $7.20. And he says, I'll go in and get a voucher for you. Naturally, the person handing out the vouchers was not there, as it was about 3 in the morning. So I said, you don't have $7. He says, I wish I had. You can do your good deed for the day. Oh, you piece of shit. However, I had some good tips tonight. And 3 of those tips were more than that $7.20. In fact, one tip was a whole $15. So go figure. Some people got no money and some people compensate for them. And I guess that works out all right. Last night, I noticed the traffic was heavier than usual, but in the morning hours it thinned out beautifully. So that part was okay. But one rather annoying part is that people had a tendency to micromanage more on this night than I can remember for quite a while. Micromanaging, like you turn here, you turn there, you stop here. Yeah, I had 3 or 4 micromanagers this night. I just dropped one of them off. Micromanagers, yuck. What else? Oh, I'm really done. I'm really exhausted. But I've got to still be up at 10 o'clock in the morning because I have an examination for discovery. Now, what that is where the lawyer for the plaintiff gets to examine me or ask me questions about something that happened. And that was where that guy rode his bicycle right into the front of the taxi. Yeah. So that's going to be a thrill. I talked to the lawyer for the defendant. Well, I'm kind of the defendant. I've been sued by this guy because he couldn't get anything out of insurance, so he went and sued me. Anyway, my lawyer doubts that this thing will go to trial. She doubts that we will have to go to court and that they will be able to settle something based on our testimonies today. Something like that. do one more trip before 6 o'clock, and then go wash it. One more night to go. It's Friday morning. The time is 5:07. I got, just under an hour to go. It's been a night of mostly short trips. Short trips. Oh, it looks like I'm getting another short trip. Yep, I'm getting another short trip. I have to go a long distance to go get it. So I've got 280 on at this time. Looks like I'm gonna get a few more bucks coming up with this next short trip. Maybe I'll get another short trip after that, and a short trip after that. Because at this time of the morning, there are few drivers on the road and far between. So that means I get sent longer distances to go get people. And the next call is, it's rare that it's going to be anywhere nearby. Yep. So here we go for another one. And if nothing really memorable happens in the next hour, well, I hope yours is better than mine.